hopefully just slide. Oh, here comes the fridge. We've just had this go pop. Got a wee party of cows following me this morning. Morning, Holly. What a beast. Big breakdown. It's the drill working there. Good morning. Sunflowers. Need to fill up the trailer with sunflowers. There we go. Oh. Generator. So we've got a fridge and the freezer that we're hopefully going to run off of it up at the sunflower trail here. Just for Saturday, Sunday specifically. We close on Wednesday coming. It's Friday today, so we need to get that kind of set up. Make sure the freezer and fridge work off the generator. I've had the freezer going off of it, but I've not had both going. It's a 2 kilowatt generator. I think the freezer is 0.5. The fridge will be less than that, I think. Just giving him a push again. He's getting stuck just because it's quite wet last night. Get him onto the tram line near the gate, then I'll load him up. We've just had this go pop off of there. So this end of the fitting came off of the ramp, so I'm going to have to abandon the trailer in here. We've got another grab that's along the road at yard 2, so I can't get hold of Dad. I'm just going to get him to put the flatbed on the back of the Discovery, just nip and get it and bring it up to the field. It's a weird one, it's like a press fitting. There's no, I don't know what it is. Just going to load the last, there's only 4 still to go on the trailer, so I'm just going to put the forks on and fiddle about with them. The final 2, it's a right pain using the forks. This is the easy bit, it's getting off at the other end, it's the hard bit, the awkward bit. I've not put them on fully, just so at the other end there's a bit hanging off the other side to kind of hold onto the trailer when you draw back, and it'll hopefully just slide. Oh! And then obviously you've just seen the downside to doing that. They're less stable when you're driving with them. The screen's all covered in oil, that's why it's hazy. Now we push him out. He'd no chance if I wasn't getting a push anyway. Just keep going. Gate's over there. Not too far to go. Just make sure I don't get caught on the strap or anything. Or maybe just let him try to get around the corner himself. A wee bit downhill here now, so. Taking the ram off, giving it a good clean down, because it did have the exact same grime as all this on it. So it just sits in between here, opens and closes, and that in turn opens and closes the grab. I'm going to take it into Pertec, see what they say. So the consensus is with the ram off of the bale grab, the seal, that's just a wiper seal in the end, it needs replaced, but anyway. The fitting is welded in, so it needs to be dug out and replaced. The fitment they actually broke is a press fitting, so I don't know, it's obviously popped off, and ballpark price to repair, it needs to get put down to Glasgow to their kind of main depot to fix it, and it's going to be about £300, so should be able to pick up a new one for that. Just getting measurements off of this so I can order a new one. So I've just drained oil down there and up the wall. Anyway, so I need the stroke length, the bore, and what else do I need? I can't remember. This dimple will be for putting in a punch and basically being able to rotate that off, because it's a thread on there and that kind of seals everything together, I think. I've seen it on the internet before, so it must be true. There you go, I've got the first bit done with a punch. Now it's just coming off easy peasy. I'll be able to get the bore once I've got the shaft out. That's a lot more thread than I thought there was going to be. There you go, shaft's out. So I've never actually opened up a cylinder like this before. Obviously there's been water got in at some point somewhere because there's rust on this end. Basically you've got two ways the oil can flow, so this shaft sits in here, and then either side of this seal, so this side and this side, oil is pressed in at this side to push it out the way, in at this side to push it in the way, and if it's going in the way it pushes oil back out that way. And this just is the kind of block between the two to stop the oil going either way, so you need good seal here, which it's fine. This is the rod, so I'll get the rod diameter, I'll get the bore diameter which is inside of here, but I'll take it from the seal, that'll be fine. And then the stroke, which is just the length of stroke, I've already measured that, 10 inches. And then I can get replacement. New one ordered, £100, £300 to repair that. So, we're having more issues with GPS. Just on Kev's tractor, Dunk's tractor's absolutely fine. So the new signal's fine, but the tractor's actually playing up. So we're getting a hold of kind of someone who focuses on the electronics and GPS and whatnot of the tractors. So we're going to phone him and see if he can sort us out or get the tractor sorted. So there's a fault in the tractor that basically just means it cuts out signal, it won't take it. It's a weird one because we're getting the signal from the box. Dunk's tractor's going absolutely fine on the same box, never had an issue, but Kev's tractor's always had the same issue. Every so often it just cuts out, won't take the signal. It's doing it again, and it's just really frustrating because if you don't sow the field with GPS, you then can't spray it, fertiliser, anything with GPS, so it's just a bit of a nightmare. So Kev's, he's not putting tram lines in this field, he's at just now because it's not working, so you miss out tram lines and the sprayer. Dunk can put them in with a sprayer and it'll still be on a GPS the field, but I don't really want to do that for the rest of kind of sowing season, so we'll need to get it sorted. So we'll see if Dad's going to phone the guy and see what he says, and I'll speak to him, see what his consensus is. Shifting some shrapnel that's been cut out, just some bushes that have been needing disappeared. Winter oat seed, it was delivered last night. Gerald, I think the variety is. Yeah, Gerald. That's a 1,000 grain weight, 41 grams. Not a lot, that's because it's oats. So we're glad that came. We'll hopefully get some of that done over the weekend. Got delivered, so Friday, yesterday. Anyway, things to sort out: the sunflowers, replace some horseshoes because we've lost about 10. Either bad throwing or they've been nicked, I'm not sure. What else? Need to put some wood chips out, need to sort out generator and fridges and freezer. 13mm sockets, I've got the gate of the livestock trailer, I'm going to take it off. Basically I'm going to have a fridge sitting here, so this gate, the first one's coming off. Just a bit of special sauce, it's quite seized in there, quite rusty, so give it a second to act, and then hopefully they'll just come off, slide the gate out, and then we'll get a fridge up here. One thing that gets nicked, secateurs. Started with 32 sets of these wee ones, and there's now probably 10 left. And then big sets, probably lost about 5 or 6 sets of big sets. Probably had about £200 worth of secateurs just disappear. First one's off because it's sheared. Second one. And number 2 has sheared as well. Fridge number 1, and then the freezer. Here comes the fridge, and it's going right in there. Don't cope it going through those ruts. A way to set up some bales to make a kind of silenced area for the generator to sit. Obviously the bale grab's broken, so dung grab's going to have to do. Plug it in first. Hopefully this one doesn't fall apart on me. We're in action. Oh, it's alright. Just gonna, I don't really know how I'm gonna make this, make a wee den. But obviously it's a generator, it's producing a bit of heat and there's some exhaust on it, so just be careful, don't set these bales on fire. I'll make sure they're out of the way of anything else that can catch on fire. Jenny's going fine. You can't hear it on the other side. Pointed the exhaust out of here because there's space, and I'm going to get rid of that petrol. Take that away. So the sunflowers, dog, went from 0 to 100 like that. I'll explain it on tomorrow's video probably, but had to shut down basically on this Saturday kind of afternoon. We're going to be closing on Wednesday anyway, so we didn't do Sunday to Wednesday, just because went nuts. I'll explain it all tomorrow. Here's a few pictures though.
Keep it all there and walk by my side.